Are any of your candles in violation of trademarks? Well, today's video, we're going to go over exactly that and what you should be watching out for right now. Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Standley with Standley Handcrafted, and today we're going to talk about a topic that I have talked about on the channel before, but it's come back up in the last month or two on, again, the Facebook group. It's been happening forever, but it's really peaked on the candle group, and somebody asked me to make a video about it just to let other people know, because I think there are a lot of people out there who are just now getting into candle making, and people who have been making candles for years with certain names on their candles that are now becoming a violation to trademarks. And like I said, this is nothing new, and the company that I'm going to be talking about today has been doing this for the last couple of years, but like I said, it just popped up. It's kind of exploded within the last month or two. A lot more people are talking about it now because it's starting to hit a lot more makers that are a little bit more vocal on TikTok, Instagram, in the Facebook groups. So I think a lot more people are seeing it now. And that is the company Homesick Candles, which have been around for a really long time. I remember seeing them years ago, and I thought they were kind of clever. They do a lot of candles with city names, state names, different unique names on them. Nothing clever about the candle or anything like that. Just they went after a unique thing, which was city names: Chicago, Denver, Seattle, LA, and it was just a homesick candle. So they kind of hit a niche with that. So of course, as with any company, you want to keep your niche, and they were bought out by a much larger company a couple years ago. I believe it was BVG. And of course, once they were acquired by a much larger company, that company wants to keep its interest. They want to keep that niche that they have on those. So they started to file trademarks on a lot of things that you really can't normally, I guess, file trademarks on. City names, things that are basically commonly used. But that's exactly what they've done. And again, like I said, this isn't news to a lot of people, but again, it is news to a lot of people because there's a lot of new people getting into the candle space, and they just don't know to look out for things like this. So taking it down to the very basics, for somebody new watching the channel who doesn't know anything about trademarks, who's just getting into candle making, a lot of people get in, and you'll see this one pop up a lot. A lot of people will start to make candles, and they'll model it after the Harry Potter universe. They'll put the house names, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, on the sides of their candles, thinking that it's just a great idea, which it is, and it really sells to that demographic, that niche of people. Not really a niche. Harry Potter's gigantic, but it definitely sells. And even going further than that, a lot of people will put Disney characters, NFL teams, NHL teams. They'll put a lot of stuff on there that you cannot use unless you license it from that particular company. And of course, if you do use that and you make a profit from it, they can come after you and they can sue you for all kinds of money, basically. Now, a lot of makers, especially smaller makers, they honestly, and I've seen this a lot in the last couple of years in the groups, a lot of people think that they can get away from it because they've been using Hufflepuff or Mickey Mouse or whatever it is, even sports teams. People have been using these for years with no repercussions, and that's because they're small makers. But now that everything is on the internet a little bit more, Etsy, Instagram, TikTok, anything like that, those makers are starting to be seen a little bit more, and even smaller makers are starting to get cease and desist orders, trademark filings. Basically, makers are getting sued now. And of course, the bigger companies, that's not a shock to anybody. I think anybody knows, or most people do know, that you can't run around and put Chicago Bears or Los Angeles Lakers on the side of something and then turn around and sell it. But the thing that's really hitting home with Homesick is some of the names that they're going after and they're trademarking are just ridiculous if you really break down and think about it. I mean, Denver, Seattle, people have been using the city names in their products for a very long time. I was looking this one up on the USPTO website. I'll include a link for it in the video description down below so you can see exactly what they're trademarking. But they're going not only after city names, but they're going after zodiac signs. So things like Aquarius, Gemini, Leo, you won't be able to use that. And they are only going after those names in candles. And on top of that, they're going after other things which a lot of people do use in their candles, are things like holiday stroll or date night, even American summer or pumpkin picking. Phrases that are used by almost everybody, and they're really trying to get in there and basically take those names and keep them for themselves. Now, searching through the website, they have been filing these trademarks for a very long time. I don't know that they've gotten registered on any of them. I haven't gone through every single one of the trademarks, But one of the earliest ones I saw was from June of 2020, and it was Denver. That one is still awaiting, I guess, with the pandemic and everything like that. They're not getting to these trademarks as quick as possible. So they're sitting for the next couple of years before somebody can actually take a look at it. But in the meantime, what they are doing is if they go around and they find somebody using for 2 years now the candle or a candle that says Denver on it, they can have their attorneys go after that person and give them a cease and desist or even sue them for using Denver because they do have a trademark waiting to be reviewed, basically. And honestly, there is a ton to jump into this one. I mean, some of the phrases that they're trademarking in here are like apple orchard. I mean, stuff that honestly is just ridiculous that they're trying to take that away from absolutely anybody that makes candles and they can't use it. And if you are curious, I would definitely tell you to jump on the website. Like I said, I'm going to include the link in the video description down below. So definitely jump over there, look at it. Just make sure that none of your candles are in violation. And if you do want to find out, even aside from this list, if your candle names are in violation, you can also do a search for anything on the trademark website. And I would definitely say to do that just because it can protect you down the line. If you have anything that you think is very clever, you want to keep and you want to hold, maybe you want to trademark it yourself. It's always a good idea to make sure that you're in the clear for something like that so that somebody 5 years down the road can't come back and say that you've been illegally using their name for the last 3 or 4 or 5 years and then sue you for damages. But that's pretty much it with this one. It's just a real quick video. Like I said, somebody in the Facebook group wanted me to make a video about this one so that other people would know. If you've run into anything with Homesick Candles or any other candle company that has mentioned something about a trademark, please let me know in an email or even in the comment section down below. I would love to do a deeper video on this one. I do know a lawyer who's in the trademark business. And if you're on the Facebook group, I actually did about an hour-and-a-half interview with her on the Facebook group. The video is only on the Facebook group. So if you want to watch that one, definitely jump over, join the Facebook group, and just do a search for Jeff Standley trademark. And that video will come up. It's got a lot of very good information in it from somebody who knows what they're talking about, not just me rambling after I read an article for 5 minutes. So that's pretty much it. If you've got any questions on this topic, please let me know in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next video.